Hello everyone and welcome to Dozy Rosie Studios. In today's tutorial I have taken inspiration from the lovely paper pixie, Julie DiMatteo, and today we are going to be making these adorable little Easter treat pouches. She used it as a lipstick pouch, I believe, but we're going to be putting tiny Easter eggs in ours, so I really hope you enjoy, and let's get into the tutorial. To start, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, one that measures 5 by 7 1/4 and the other that measures 3 1/4 by 7 7/8. Mine is in crumb cake, but feel free to choose whatever colour you wish that coordinates with your pattern paper. I've also got 2 pieces of the Storybook Moments DSP. The first 2 measure 3 1/8 by 2 1/4. These 2 measure 3 1/8 by 7/8, and these teeny tiny pieces measure 7/8 by 7/8. So these are going to be the patterns on the front panels and the insert box. So I'm starting with the smaller piece of cardstock first, and on this one you are going to score on the long side only at 1 and 3 3/8 from each side. So I just flipped mine around so that the other side was on the other end of the scoreboard to make life easier for myself. So what we've done here is formed the wraparound for the inside box. On the larger piece, on all 4 sides, you want to score it at 1 and 2. Super duper easy. So it's going to be a reinforced box on the inside. And then of course you're going to fold all of your score lines and burnish them well with your bone folder. Now you're going to cut up the score lines. So you are cutting up the grid, so the square grid up to the second score line from either side, and this is on the long side. I'd probably urge you to use a smaller pair of scissors. Unlike what I'm doing here, you will have much more precise cuts. Now I've flipped mine over and I'm doing the opposite on the other side. I'm not doing the opposite on the other side at all. I am doing the same on the opposite side. Oh my goodness, words. So now I am cutting away the outside edge, but also mitering that box, that square that is left behind. And this is just so that when we're tucking it inside our box, that we've got a really nice neat finish and nothing is sticking up or sticking into the sides of our boxes. I'm also cutting that side panel off, so the outside squares, as you can see what I'm doing, but I haven't mitered into those boxes. Although I'm pretty sure I do in just a second. Clearly I found method in my madness when I was putting this together. I actually created this a while ago and I'm only just doing the voiceover now because unfortunately my little girl has been a bit poorly, so I haven't had chance. She's perfectly fine now and back at nursery, thank goodness. So I've now got time to actually do this voiceover, and I was right, I did mite it into those little panels. So you've kind of got a little plain kind of image going on either side at the minute with a little nose and some wings. So now I'm going to stick my panels on. When I made my sample, I made the really big mistake of sticking the boxes together before I stuck the panels on. So I have done a fantastic thing here, and I'm doing it while the box is still flat. Trust me, it is a lot easier. If you've got a pattern on your paper, face the pattern all away from the middle section of the box. So as I'm doing in the video, you want the direction of the pattern to go away from the inside of the box. This paper is just beautiful. It's so cute. I knew I had to have it as soon as I got the mini catalogue because my little girl loves Peter Rabbit and it was her birthday in January. So I got this paper to make some bits and pieces for her. And it is perfect for Easter projects as well. My sample has some gorgeous blue paper on with strawberries and it pairs so nicely with a cherry cobbler, and this one with the crumb cake and the bunny rabbits, just it's just so adorable, so cute, and I cannot wait to give these to family members as little treats for Easter. So next we're going to be folding the box in and flipping the card over so that your DSP is now on the outside. Put some tape on the long outside edges. So these are the ones that are going to tuck inside the box. And the small outer squares. Now flipping it back over so that you can see the DSP. Put some more tape or glue. You can use whatever adhesive you would like, whichever one you find easier. I just had tape to hand and put them on the panels. Now I am putting mine as close to the score line as possible, just because it helps with me keeping the box together. If you're not quite as precious, then feel free to just stick a strip straight into the middle of that square or tab. It's not quite a square anymore because we mited into it, if we're going to get technical. So when we're putting the box together, you want to start with these pieces first. So these are the ones that are going to go into the box first. So I've got myself a little paper piercer to help me take the backing of this tape off because it is super strong. As you can see, I am even having problems trying to get it off, and I think that's because it was such a teeny tiny little piece that I was trying to work with. And then before I take the backing off the inside pieces, I am going to secure these together, and what I am doing is I am lining up that scored edge with the loose edge and creating my box. And now we can take the fold over pieces, so the thing that's going to make our box look neat and tidy, and fold them into the box. I'm not sure it matters in which order you actually fold these in because they've all got their own dedicated sides, but I like to do the smaller ones first and then the longer ones second. And there we have our insert, a neat and tidy little carton. It is so dinky and dainty, and that paper just makes it look gorgeous. So with our last two panels of DSP, so these are the largest pieces, they're going to go onto the front and the back of the wraparound panel that we scored right at the beginning. So I'm just taking a corner rounder just to fancy up the edges a little bit. You don't have to do this, it's just something I felt like doing. And I'm going to punch holes into that very top panel so that I can put my ribbon through. Now this punch that I'm actually using is no longer available, sadly, but you can use a hole punch of your choice. There are some amazing hole punches, a trio in fact, or online at the moment, and I would absolutely recommend that you get them, because if you make a lot of tags or you like to put ribbon in onto your projects and need the hole, they're perfect, absolutely perfect. I do craft fairs and they are probably my most used punch for my craft fairs. So I'm just attaching the last two pieces of DSP. So they're going on the largest front and back panel, and similar to what we did with the box, you want your patterned paper, if it's directional, to go up and away from that centre panel. I didn't realise I'd used so many different adhesive in this video, oh my gosh. But I do like the liquid glue for a bit of wiggle room, especially putting that box in the middle. So that's going right in the centre, right on that middle panel on the inside of the wraparound piece of cardstock. It dries quite fast, you don't have to hold it in place for too long. As you can see, that was a couple of seconds and it's already in place. I'm popping my eggs in just to make sure they fit and all, and mainly so that they're hidden so I don't eat them. I'm just going to pick up the box and squish it down a little bit just to give the edges a slightly rounder look rather than it being so stark. So the colours that's in this paper, I don't actually think are Daffodil Delight, but I have Daffodil Delight ribbon and it looks really nice against the flowers that I'm picking up inside the paper, so that's what I'm using. So I'm doubling mine up and I'm creating a double ribbon, but you can use a single ribbon and a thicker ribbon if you wish. I just really like the effect that this gave. And I'm just feeding it through both holes and I'm going to tie a bow. And there you go, absolutely gorgeous Easter treat pouches that you can give away as gifts to grandparents, your parents and your children, or even your postman or your teachers. They are an amazing all-rounder and super easy to make. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you ever so much for watching. Bye!